So it's no secret Democrats keep attacking Elon Musk, but when you ask them a simple question, what exactly did he do wrong? They have no clue. Take a look.
Do I want to get Elon Musk out of politics? Yeah, the world's richest man, the most influential in history, is now calling the shots.
What has he done that really bothers you?
He's arrogant, drugged up, naive.
60 years, USAID, billions of dollars. Do you think it made an impact in the world?
You know,
Well, first off, he doesn't even know about USAID, never knew about USAID until Elon Musk came along. That's number one. Number two, this is what happens when you feed your base a bunch of propaganda and they only care about what they feel and not about the facts. This is also what happens when you have something called Elon Musk derangement syndrome. See, it doesn't matter what the facts are, right? It just matters that he is bad and whatever we can do to stop him is what counts. And I have an example to show you. Here's Jasmine Crockett admitting out loud that she's not interested in passing new laws in Congress. She's interested in fighting against Trump and Elon Musk. Take a look.
Let's talk first about this session, some of your goals. Is there anything you're trying to pass? How much of it is going on offense? How much of it is going on defense, trying to stop the Republicans?
Trying to pass? No. I should probably be a better politician and tell you, yes, we've got all this amazing legislation that I can absolutely imagine Donald Trump signing into law, and I'm just not gonna lie. I think that right now it is about preserving our basics and getting back some of the norms that make sure that people have food on the table, the norms that make sure that people aren't going through any extra layer of stress when it comes to figuring out education for their kids. So right now, I can tell you that unfortunately, I am not working towards very much that I would consider being the progress train. I am working to make sure that I can minimize the regress train right now.
You see, they're not working for the people. We've been telling you guys that every single day, that Democrats are not for the working class. They're not focused on policy. They are just obsessed with one individual, and that is President Trump. Now, they're also obsessed with Elon Musk, of course. They see him as a threat to their control. They don't like that Elon Musk purchased Twitter and allowed freedom of speech to at least have a fighting chance in this country. And in that same interview, Jasmine Crockett, some people are arguing, is now inciting violence against Ted Cruz. Listen to this.
I think that you punch. I think you punch. I think you're okay with you okay with punching. You know, I think, and I love Colin, and I think towards the end he started to punch a little harder. But like, it's Ted Cruz. I mean, like, this dude has to be knocked over the head, like, hard, right? Like, there is no niceties with him, like, at all. Like, you go clean off on him, right?
Well, she'll say that conservatives are overreacting, that she's not inciting violence. But I think the point has been made. We know where she stands, and we know why she's in Congress at this point in time. And it is not to actually fight for her constituents. It's to fight against President Trump, Elon Musk, and I guess now Ted Cruz. And that's why, as a party, they are confused. I mean, you have people running stories claiming that by Elon Musk cutting the federal budget down using Doge, that this will cause the government to become bigger.
Doge just might usher in new era of big government. So thank you for writing this. And I want to understand, is it the reaction and the real stories out there that might create that backlash?
I mean, polling has already indicated just how repulsed many Americans are by the actions taking place at federal agencies that maybe they might not have said that they loved, but they depended on their services, depended on it to be there, and there's not much room for the pendulum to go. We've had for years a federal government that has been held in a vise of politicians making not adequately funded to deliver the services they would like, but kept at a minimum. We're seeing now the pendulum switch to as bare bones and cut as possible, and so the only place for it to go is back up.
Listen, it's a little difficult to even explain that clip, right? You almost have to laugh because they're basically arguing that shrinking the government will actually make it bigger. I mean, if you guys can make sense of that in the comment section, please let me know. That's not a political strategy, folks. That's just confusion dressed up as commentary, right? Opinions that have been skewed because they hate President Trump and Elon Musk. Now, speaking of confusion, here is Congressman Ro Khanna from California, who's taking a swing at Elon Musk with talking points that don't add up either. Take a look.
I said, Elon, if you're so convinced that you have good ideas, if you're so convinced that you are doing something efficient, why are you hiding from the American people? Come explain your ideas. You know, if you got some brilliant plan, come show it to the Congress. Why are you afraid of the Congress?
So let me get this straight. He wants Elon Musk to participate in a hearing that we know will be dominated by Democrats looking for sound bites, right, to go viral. That's number one. Number two, where was the hearing when conservatives were getting censored off social media? Where was the hearing just recently where you're continuing to see these violent attacks against Tesla? I haven't seen anything like that. But now that Elon Musk has exposed their slush fund with USAID and ultimately their grift, they want him dragged in for questioning. How can he make sense of that exactly? Now, he did at that town hall take a dig at Chuck Schumer. Listen to this.
To stand up and mobilize and organize to get their representatives to show some courage in standing up to Donald Trump. I don't have faith, bluntly, in Senator Schumer saving democracy. I have faith in all of you saving democracy.
Next question.
So at least the congressman was being honest there about the leadership, which we know they don't have any confidence in. But understand something, the Democratic Party is crumbling from within, all right? They have bad messaging, no plan, and confused voters, as I showed you throughout this video. And the more Elon Musk continues to expose their grift, the more they lash out. I mean, that's really the truth. And it's getting so bad that even liberal voices are starting to see through the noise. Take a look at this.
I am a little bit more optimistic about the intentions of the administration. It doesn't mean it's going to work out, but I don't think that Musk is trying to get richer.
No,
like I think
he's definitely not. I've always defended him on that. He does not care about money.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's got all the money. Like I think he thinks that this actually will help America. Like
I've been with him at times, and he did not have a house.
Yeah,
he was like staying at a friend's house.
It doesn't matter.
He will sleep on the couch.
Yeah,
or sleep at the Tesla factory as he did to get that going. I think he brags about we work the weekends. You know, let's have pizza at 1 a.m. and keep working. And then sleep here. He's an engineer. That's what turns him on.
And I respect that. But I think it's important.
But that's not the message that Democrats and progressives want Americans to believe, right? They believe Elon Musk is doing everything to make more money. Now, that doesn't make sense, especially when he's already lost $100 billion in his net worth. But again, this is the same old story. They hate the man, but don't know the man, right? There's a significant difference there. Same thing with President Trump. They hated him, but they didn't actually know him. And if they actually took the time out to know him, their opinion might change. I'm just saying that's the way we are as humans. And here is CNN this morning, continuing to show you how crazy Democrats have become as it pertains to Elon Musk.
I mean, I have rarely ever seen any change of perception as dramatic as this one. I mean, Elon Musk's net favorable rating, it's dropped from plus 24 to minus 19 overall from 2017 to 2025. And look at among Democrats. He used to be beloved by Democrats at plus 35. Look where it is now, minus 91 points on the net favorable rating. That is a movement of over 120 points in the negative direction, falling through the floor. Now, among Republicans, he has gone up from plus 18 to plus 51, but that doesn't at all make up for the gap that the Democrats have completely fallen off the rails for Elon Musk. And among independents, the drop has been from plus 17 to minus 17. Look, Donald Trump isn't the most popular president in the world, but he is far more popular than Elon Musk.
Yeah, so what's fascinating about those numbers is that Democrats can't even tell you why they hate Elon Musk. They can't tell you why their opinion changed, right? They just know they hate him. They want him out of the federal government, that they don't want to buy Tesla anymore. That's all they know. But they can't explain why. And what that screams out loud to me, that they are easily influenced by propaganda. That's exactly what it tells me. And how do we know that to be true? Because they can't hold two truths in their mind at the same time. The first one is clearly they disagree with him politically. That's fine. That is true. But it's also true that Tesla, SpaceX, and Starlink is American-made companies that benefit everyday Americans.
You can see this in terms of new registrations for Teslas in the United States, car registrations. In 2024 versus 2023, look at that. Down 5%. I was interested. Did that movement continue into the new year? Absolutely. If anything, it accelerated. Look at this. New car registrations down 11%. And this has occurred as other EV car makers have seen their registrations go up. And it has also occurred as Tesla's registrations and the people buying Teslas worldwide has also dropped. It's not just a U.S. phenomenon.
And in 10 seconds or less, part of the reason is who buys EVs.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Who buys EVs? Look at this. The share of EV owners who are Republicans, just 20%. When you're falling with Democrats, falling with independents, you're giving up a large share of the market. And that is a big reason why Tesla is struggling. And Elon Musk is certainly at least driving a little bit of that.
Okay, so it's the numbers at the end that really stand out to me. Okay, 38% are Democrats, 42% are independents. So vandalizing Tesla vehicles, I don't think is really going to help their cause in the long term, if that makes sense, especially if you're continuing to vandalize people who identify as Democrats and independents. I just don't see how that really works for them. And so obviously their next strategy would be to boycott anything that's affiliated with Elon Musk. But in this next clip, I'm going to show you how hard that actually is. Take a look at this.
If you want to 100% boycott Elon Musk, this is what you have to do. So if you're like me and you have a Tesla, you have to trade that in, maybe for another electric vehicle. You're getting a hit on the depreciation immediately, but you're so stubborn, you don't mind paying it. So now say you have a Rivian. If you have the Rivian, it works on the Tesla supercharger network. But you cannot use the Tesla supercharger network because you're boycotting Elon Musk. If you're going on a cruise, if you're going on a flight, you can't do business with any company that has Starlink. Say if you have Starlink, Elon Musk is affiliated with that. You have to throw away your Starlink dish. No using it going camping. No using it if a hurricane hits. Okay, now, investing. Do you have a retirement account? Do you invest in the S&P 500? You got to sell that. Because Tesla as a company makes up about 2% of the S&P 500. So you have to sell, you have to liquidate all of your stock.
Now, the credit for that clip goes to Jeremy Judkins. You can find him on X. I love it because it just shows you the thinking of progressives on the left when it comes to what they're looking to do to Elon Musk, which is to boycott, censorship, and I guess vandalize and get violent against him. But listen, this just shows you the mental crisis that is happening on the left and why leaders really need to change their tune. But I know that's not going to happen, especially when they continue to allow people like Jasmine Crockett and Congresswoman Presley say things like this to their constituents. Take a look at this clip.
Donald Trump has made it clear that this election was never about improving your quality of life or lowering the cost of your groceries, your rent, or your pursuit of higher education. It was always about one thing: power. Gaining power, wielding power, abusing power, and ripping away our hard-won civil rights, our economic freedoms. They are coming after Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. They are coming after our neighbors in the LGBTQ plus community, Black folks. They are coming after us. This administration is anti-Blackness on steroids. They are coming after our immigrant neighbors, undocumented or not. They are coming after our bodily autonomy. They are coming after our federal workers who administer essential services to our communities.
So if you paid attention to what she was saying, which I know was probably brutal for you, she's using language like they're coming after us. They're taking away. I mean, these are terms where if you are, I would say, emotionally unstable, that you would hear that and say, well, maybe I have to physically fight. I have to do something, right? And again, that's where they go wrong as a party. And let me remind you, there's no receipts to back up what she said because it hasn't happened. And that's why the gentleman at the beginning of this video couldn't even answer the simple question, why do you hate Elon Musk? Which brings me to the question I'd like for you to answer in the comment section below. Do you believe this is truly going to backfire on the party as we know it? We know independents and Democrats predominantly own Teslas, that they are clearly experiencing some level of violence or vandalism towards their own property in the name of fighting against Elon Musk. And I ask that because what happens in a year from now if they're unable to prove everything that they've been saying and that things actually get better? Let me know what you guys think about all that in the comment section below. In this video today, I showed you a couple clips of Jasmine Crockett. doing what she does best, which is sound ghetto and continuing to incite violence, but then walk her comments back. Well, this is nothing new. In fact, the Attorney General issued a warning to her yesterday, which led to her firing back at the Attorney General. If you missed the back and forth between those two, all you have to do is click on that video because it's coming up right now.